Hello and welcome back to another solo playthrough of In the Shadows. Today, this time, we're going to be playing as the Armée Secrète. Again, apologies for my French pronunciation. Special ability, I begin the game with the authority marker on the CNR's form space and with the additional resistance cell from the 7 space in my pool. So that's taken care of here. So now these two operate kind of as the same for coordination purposes. Now the secondary victory condition looks really challenging, so this will be interesting. I have to push the authority marker to the last space on the track by game's end. So I have to push the authority marker all the way down to there. Going to be interesting. So we begin by drawing 2 cards. Oh, I blew that. Or did I blow that? No, okay, I'm okay. I did. Sorry, I thought when I did that it was going to draw for everybody, but it didn't because there is another hand here. Okay, Simone Seguin, you may convert 1 Maquis to move 1 covert Maquis to an adjacent zone, perform a free ambush action, draw 2 okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to play Josephine Baker. Get it out of the way now while there's lots of cards in here. Okie doke. So the Germans are going to do CMOD. Flip uncovered resistance units to their covert side. That's would have been much more helpful later in the game, I think. So I'm going to make them go first despite that. I could go first and then I could use their event. Actually, I think maybe I will do that. I will go first. And maybe if something gets uncovered, the French will, or the Germans will uncover it for me. So I draw 2 cards. Wow, neither of those is particularly good, is it? I think I prefer front guard only because if it's got a high action point level. So if I play last, even if I do have an uncovered Maquis, it'll get recovered up. And we'll just discard Gestapo. So I have 4 action points from Josephine Baker. Kind of not bad to get Gestapo out of the game anyway. So I have 4 action points, and blue is kind of the priority here. So I will start by using my Maquis unit here to ambush this dude. Now I got to be careful because I can't get obsessed with ambushing because I've got to push this a lot, right? I mean, I've got to push it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I got to at least 12, which means I got to do like 1.5 successful ambushes every single turn, roughly. So I got to be careful about obsessing over ambushes. And in fact, I wonder if I'm already obsessing over ambushes. But it doesn't help if he gets 1 billion units on the board. All right, we're going to do 1 ambush. So I draw a resolution card. Ambush is a failure. Okay. So now we're going to attempt to sabotage. So we do successfully sabotage. The roundel starts there. I should probably change that into mod scripting. But it does also place an alert marker. Now the good news, however, is that now it only costs 1 to move covertly. So I will move 1 to Vichy, and then I will do another sabotage. So we did succeed there. Now that Maquis is going to draw a lot of attention, but hopefully that'll be okay. All right. So then in the end phase, not the end phase yet, because the Germans have to go now, right? Yeah, the Germans have to go now. So I don't have any resistance units that I can flip, so nope. So the Germans have 4 APs, and they are up here. So they are going to target M4. There's no, I mean, to start with, there's no uncovered units to target. And then, you know, this is the only unit here. So with 4 action points, they're going to, so they start with attempting arrest. They can't do that. Attempting uncover, they can't do that. So they're going to move a milice unit into here. There's actually 2 of them that I could move. So I have to choose which one to move. So we're going to move the one from the red district, because on the district, the red comes up first. So we're going to move the one from Paris in here. Don't think I can move them from anywhere. Yeah. Oh. Oh, well, there is no unmatched suit penalty. So I would say I have to select the zone, but there's no cost. So basically that just costs 1. Now they're going to attempt to uncover, and if they successfully uncover, they will attempt to arrest. So they will attempt to uncover. That's a failure. So that's my second one. Here's my third one. Uncover is also a failure. So the last action point spent, they actually succeed at uncovering. So this is where this is probably pretty good, because I can be certain of going first if I play this card, because I will be the one making the decision. Okay. So I can, in the end phase, remind myself, I can flip any uncovered Maquis in blue, but I don't have one. I can place one Maquis into a blue zone, into any blue zone. And Pearl is not on the map. Okie dokie. So. Okay. So that is turn 1. That is round 1. So we move on to round 2. And I have to decide what to play. This is kind of interesting. I feel like I should probably play this one. It'll give me a chance to do an ambush without costing me my sort of, without costing me the action points I need for sabotage. Sorry. Okay. So she got Pearl Withering. They got Pearl Witherington. So I'm going to place that marker. Okay. All right. So I don't want them to go first, because they will stand a very good chance of capturing that unit if I go first. So I'm going to, usually I tend to make them go first, but I'm going to go first. So I can move 1 covert Maquis to an adjacent zone, perform a free ambush action, draw 2 resolution cards, and keep the action of your choice. Now I have got the red zone, which means because I have this CNR formed, I can operate in either red or white. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this Maquis to here. 1 second. And then I'm going to perform my free ambush here. I draw 2 resolution cards, and I keep the one I like. Don't like that one. I can remove any 2. So there's only 1 here. So I will move it there. And that, there's been a clarification that they're removed from the game. So that guy is actually removed from the game. So I should probably just get rid of him. I'll put him in the disappeared. Okay. So that is my event card. So with my first AP, I'm going to hide this guy. And it only costs 1 because my roundel is on this space. Hide resistance ignores occupation units. So he's ignoring that milice unit. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to sabotage with my... Wow, I've been getting extremely fortunate with my sabotages. So that drops authority to 6. So, making progress. So now let's see. That was that AP. So now I'm going to spend 1 second. Sorry about that. Okay. So I'm going to attempt to sabotage here in Dijon, and I can do that because of my CNR being formed. So sabotage works. Wow. I feel from previous plays, I feel like this is I'm getting very, very, very lucky here. So sorry, so 6, I moved 1, I sabotaged. So I'm well ahead on my sabotages right now. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of like get myself a little bit out of alert territory. Let's see. So I want to move this guy to Paris. And again, I can move him covertly for only 1 because of that. I think I'm going to leave my milice, my Maquis unit there. The reason being that, he may draw attention. I mean, these 2 are going to be the priority, but he may draw attention, and it costs more to try to, like, arrest Maquis, and so I'll see if I can get him to spend his efforts on arresting Maquis. I've got 2 left. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to sabotage here in P3. Whew, wow. So that is successful. So now my options are I could attempt to sabotage in either of these locations. Could also attempt to recruit, like say recruit in Paris. But I think I may just keep the good times rolling here and attempt to sabotage. Actually, I'm going to try. No, I can't do that. I'm going to attempt. That would cost 2. I'm going to attempt to sabotage here in Paris. Okay, sabotage. Oh, I uncover him. Oh, that was the worst possible result. Oh, but he is an informant. So that means Paris is going to be a really dangerous place for me to be. But it does mean that he's not going to disappear one of my units. It does reduce my force, so now I'm probably going to have to do some recruiting. But okay, so now his turn. So I get to place the marker in any red or white zone. So let's grab Miss Witherington. And I will place her. Let's place her in M4. I don't really know. I don't know that there's like a magic to this. So I'm just going to place her in M4. Okay, and so I can only use it to ignore draw and resolution card for their action. That's interesting. I wonder. So my question is, could I use it to prevent a German action? The word for their action in this zone suggests that it's my action, and that's what I'm going to play. But that's an interesting. I wonder if that's been clarified anywhere. Okay. So that is the end of my turn because that is, oh wait, we're on to the German turn. So they have 6 APs to spend. So, and they're in, but their focus is the blue zone. So their target is going to be this Maquis unit here. And with 6 APs, they are going to, so it's a covert unit in the district matching the event suit, 1 occupation. So we get to here. So we're going to target that. So, and we're on the 5 to 7 row. So their first 2 things they're going to do is they're going to move a German and move a Milice unit. So the German unit, we got to find out if they go from 4 or 1. So the German unit moves from here and the Milice unit moves from here. So that is 2. And now they're going to attempt to uncover. Uncover, it's arrest that costs more versus the Maquis. So uncover is a failure. Uncover is a failure. So far this game seems to be going really well for me. Uncover is a success because it's a Maquis unit. Now the problem is that they cannot now do an arrest action because it costs 2 to arrest Maquis, and they only have 1 left. So, you know, this is where, like, the... let's see. Yeah, this is where the problem, this is like, I think, a one sort of like inefficiency in the bot. They're still going to target this zone. And then they go down to this 1 AP and they can't attempt to arrest. They can't attempt to uncover. So they just end. Whereas I think, well, actually, I suppose they really couldn't do anything else anywhere else because it would have cost them 2 APs to do anything anywhere else. But here, like, for example, it might make sense for them to move a German unit in here, you know, or a German unit in here, which they could do for 1 MP, right? You know, for 1 action point. But again, we're following the bot. So in the end phase, I am allowed to flip 1 Maquis in blue, and I can add a Maquis in a blue area. So we'll add him there. Having lost this guy to an informant, we need a couple more guys on the board. And that is the end of round 2. So we are on to round 3. So now we are drawing another card. We're gonna have some Nazis doing stuff this turn. Okay. So I think we're gonna get this out of the way right now, just because. That is going to be our card, and the Germans are going to play clandestine press. Oh, that's actually perfect. So the Germans are going to make me go first. So the occupation bot will add 1 German unit to the white district. So zone 2 is not possible. Zone 3 is. So they're going to add a German unit to zone 3. And then I get 3 action points, which I can use anywhere because I have that German symbol. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by doing a sabotage action here in M4, where I can flip this if I need to. So sabotage succeeds with a Maquis, fails with red. So I'm going to flip that, and let me just remind myself, I can flip it and I get to draw a second card. Now it's interesting. I think I have to take the results of this card, I would gather. 2 roundel moves an alert. Holy cow. That was crazily fortunate, frankly, because that is going to allow me now to actually move him. Move multiple units, actually. So I'm going to have this guy move to here, and this guy move to here for my last 2 action points. Now the Germans. And the first thing that happens with the Germans, clandestine press. So I get to perform 2 free recruit actions in zones with or adjacent to cells as if a resistance unit was present. So I'm going to perform 1 recruit in P3 to begin with. So I do not get anything because you only get that if the Butcher of Lyon is in play. And unfortunately, I don't think he comes into play in Solitaire. I don't think there must be a card that brings him into play in the multiplayer game. And I've never seen a card that brings him into play in Solitaire. All right. So then I think we will also recruit in R3. If it's a so it would be uncovered if it were a resistance cell, but it's not. So I'm going to, so sorry, now it's the Germans' turn to spend 5 action points. So, and the red is their priority. So that's going to be this zone because that zone has one of my markers in it. Now, they can't move a Malise in here. They don't have the ability. There's none adjacent. So what they are going to do is they're just going to basically attempt to uncover and then arrest 5 times. So this is the first uncover attempt is a success. So now they're going to try to arrest this guy 4 times. And they're not even going to have to, they're not even going to have to. That was brutally efficient. Brutally efficient. So now we have to go to the next level here. So it said the next one is we have no covert units in the district matching the event card suit. So we're going here and 2 units in the occupation zone. So basically that means that they're going to target down here because they have 2 units in this zone, whereas they only have 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. So again, with 2 units in the zone, they're just going to attempt to uncover, but this uncover attempt is going to cost them 2 because it is successful, however. And then with only 1 AP left, in this case, they legit can't do anything because because everything would cost them 2. So that is that. So now at the end, I get to flip this, and I'm going to hold off on putting that in on the board this early, just in the hopes that I can actually, I can put it later where it might do more good. So we move now to round 4, and I draw a card, and I get International Brigade. So you can move each Maquis to an adjacent zone. So I think I'm going to play Frank Guard. Just to get it out of my hand. False papers. Until the end of the next round, ignore uncover results when taking sabotage and recruit actions. That's a good one. That's a good one. Just give them a lot of actions, though. But for finally, I'm going to actually make them go first. So basically, I just have to remember that until the end of this round, ignore uncover results when taking. In fact, I'm just going to put it up here near that so that I don't forget it. I'll put it up here near the resolution cards. Okay, so who are they going to target? So the red is their priority. I don't have anybody in the red zone. So again, they're going to kind of focus here. So they're going to spend 2, and they're going to attempt to uncover, which is a failure. So then they will spend 2 more, and it is a success. So they successfully uncover that Maquis, and then they've got just enough to attempt to arrest him. It costs 2 to arrest him, plus 1 because they're in an unmatching zone. So they're going to attempt to arrest that Maquis, and it is, unfortunately for them, it is a failure. Okay. So the problem is I'm gonna have to cover one of these Maquis because this is also going to uncover one. So blue versus white. So they're gonna uncover this dude in the white zone. Okay. So I need to do some. I think I really need to do some. Recruiting because I've got very few units on the board here. So I'm going to covertly move him to here. That cost me 1 because I've got my roundel there. Actually, I'm not going to do that. Okay. I'm going to attempt to recruit in Toulouse. So that will cost me 1. And they do manage to recruit a resistance cell. So that is good. Then I'm going to covertly move him to there. And I'm going to attempt to recruit here as well. Also succeeds. I'm going to attempt to sabotage here. This has been sort of crazy. So that is good. So now I'm going to spend 1 AP to covert him up. Now I've got 2 APs left. I can't sabotage here. I can't sabotage here. I can't sabotage here. I can sabotage here, but it'll cost me both of my action points. So that is what I'm going to do. Oh, I should probably shuffle before I actually just start drawing cards. Failure. Okay. So that is the end of that. So I am allowed to flip that unit. I could place this unit, but I'm not going to. And that is the end of round 4. So we will finish up round 5 here, and then we'll cut and we'll come back for the thrilling finale next time. So I draw a card. I get Milice Reprisals. I want to hold on. I want to hold this because I'm kind of thinking that wouldn't be a bad card to have on like the last turn of the game. And I'm going to be in a situation because Josephine Baker came out where I'm not drawing a card at the end of the game. So we're going to kind of do Milice Reprisals, which is going to be a bit of a slow action round for me. Okay, well, he's going to place 2 Milice on the board. So I will be going first. I get 3 action points, and we're going to place a Milice unit in the white district, not in M2. We're going to place a Milice unit in M3. Okay. So I can sabotage here. It's the only place I can sabotage. And it is white. So I'm going to attempt to sabotage here. 2 and an alert marker. That is absolutely crazy. 2 and an alert marker. I mean, I have never in my life seen this many successful sabotages. This is sort of overwhelming the game a little bit here. So now it's a question of like movement, I think. So I can covert move him to here. So that was one for the sabotage, one for the covert move, and then I can do, again, one to sabotage here. Again, because red and white are linked up here. So that's a failure. Okay. So that is the end of me. So he gets 6 action points, kind of focusing on the blue zone, and he's going to add 1 Melise to the blue zone. Zone 4. So he's going to add a Melise unit to zone 4. Okay. So now down here, he actually has 2 zones with a unit. He's got no uncovered, so that's that. We skip that row, and he's got, so skip this row. So we got covert units, and we've got 2 of them with an alert, 2 of them with 2 units in it, and this one is going to take priority because it has the alert marker. Maybe should have moved that guy now that I think about it. That would have probably been smart, but it is what it is. So bunch of uncover attempts. So uncover is a failure. Uncover is a success. Now arrest is a failure. Now the thing is, when with the attempted arrest, I remove the alert marker. Oh, if greater than 1 unit in the zone, you may draw a second result, but you must accept the result of the second card. So that is interesting. I don't know that the... Like, I don't know that the rules exactly say. Well, let's see. Maybe it says under arrest. Or arrest myself. Yeah, doesn't actually say when to decide to choose a new card. I mean, this seems likely, so we're going to choose a new card. So it's still a failure. So we're going to attempt to do it again. So still a failure because the alert marker was removed by the previous, but this time it's a success. So they actually arrest that unit. So let me make sure I've got this right. So they uncovered. So I think they've got 2 action points left. So they're going to spend 1 action point. So now they move their attention over here. I didn't move the pawn. So they're going to attempt to uncover that Maquis. And they're going to succeed. Now, unfortunately, they don't have enough action points to attempt to arrest that Maquis. So they're just going to waste that action point. And then at the end turn, we'll get to flip that. And that is the end of that. So that's the end of round 5. We've got 4 rounds left. I would say we're in extremely good shape here because we've only got to get 1, 2, we only got to get 8 more ambushes in 4 more turns. Wait, is that really true? Yeah, it is true. So I would have felt like I was way ahead of the game on ambushes, but maybe I did my math really badly in the beginning. Maybe I did my math really badly in the beginning because now I got to get like 2 per turn. All right, well, we've got to keep ambushing like mad people. Anyway, hope you're enjoying In the Shadows. I know that I am. Again, I've said this before. I find it really fast, easy playing, fun decisions. You know, a lot of like good trying to optimize. The solo bot plays really well. And I really enjoy that. But anyway, we will, if you did enjoy it, it'd be great if you could leave a like, leave a comment. If you're enjoying the series, you're enjoying the channel, subscribe, hit the notification bell. All those things really help. But we'll see you next time for more In the Shadows on Agility Snips Gaming Table.